Go home. Now.
Why? Mom brought me over.
Why?
You don't spend enough time with your little sister. She just wants to be around you.
Fan-f***ing-tastic.
Oh, hey Sam.
Hey, Lou.
So that's Phoebe, huh?
Yep, gave her a good old tune-up before I came over too. Say hi to the nice lady, Phoebe.
Whoa. Hi, Miss Butters. I've heard a lot about you from Mom.
Did she tell you about the anti-Semitic horse?
I'm not anti-Semitic most of the time.
A horsey. Hi, horsey.
The name's Spritzy. This is your sis, Lubot? She seems too jolly.
What's that supposed to mean?
You always have a stick up your ass.
I'll put one up yours if you don't shut it.
Can I ride you, horsey?
Absolutely not.
Why must you continuously ruin my life, Mom?
Because I love you kids.
Doesn't feel like it right now.
Hey, Sam. How come Phoebe's arms are attached, but Lubot's just float around?
Unintentional design flaw.
Of course.
Alright, we'll take good care of her. Thanks for stopping by, Sam.
No problem. Bye, Phoebe. Bye, Lubot.
Bye, Mom.
Bye-bye, Mommy. What do you wanna do, sis?
You.
What else were we supposed to do today?
Oh, yeah, getting our spooky on early. We're gonna watch Coraline.
Coraline? What the hell even is a Coraline?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Explanation time, yay.
Released in 2009, Coraline was a movie written and directed by Henry Selick, based on a book by Neil Gaiman. The movie earned almost $200 million by the end of its theater run. And rightfully so. It was a well-put-together, paced, and made animated film, though it's unlike many animated movies, as it holds a lot of subtleties, a lot of dark undertones, and a lot of suspenseful, unnerving elements. For an animated film, it's one of a kind.
Spooky movie.
Spooky?
What? Spook? What the
Great work. You frightened the horse.
Hey!
What are you doing out of your room? This is a rare occasion.
You mentioned spooky things. I'm here.
Do you just phase through floors or something?
Yeah.
What?
We're just gonna watch Coraline. Would you like to join us?
Isn't that the movie that scared you when you were a little girl?
Maybe.
This will be fun. Especially with Small Fry over here.
The movie starts up with an eerie yet simple intro credit scene displaying the title and already establishing the setting, as a needle-fingered figure disassembles a voodoo doll from their point of view, skinning it and turning it inside out. No wonder this movie scared the piss out of me. Seriously, are you seeing this shit? This has got to be one of the most well-made yet horrifying intros I've seen for an animated movie. And this ends with the doll being Coraline, signifying that whatever has made this doll has selected Coraline to be its next victim of whatever awful things the entity has planned.
This looks really scary.
Oh, maybe I'll ask Mom to give me needle fingers in my next upgrade.
Don't even joke about that, Lubot.
We then cut to a strange pink house where it appears as though movers have just finished dropping off the last few boxes for the family who settled in here. We're then introduced to our main character, Coraline. She frolics around her new, surprisingly massive yard up a pathway before doing what a normal person would do, throwing a rock at a cat.
I've thrown several rocks at Rarity's cat.
Why would you throw rocks at a kitty?
Because that kitty is an asshole.
She most certainly is not!
Get out of here, there's too many in this room already.
Too many what?
Damn it!
The cat scares her for some reason, so she runs away and stumbles into a Steve Buscemi summoning circle, only to realize how stupid she was for getting scared of a goddamn cat. She reveals her intentions for exploring, looking for an old well, though unfortunately for her, before she can find it, she gets dunked on by a kid dressed as a skull trooper for Halloween. After a little back and forth with the nerdy boy she ran into, he reveals that the well she's looking for is just underneath her feet. Though, after a little more banter, he decides now is a good time to tell Coraline she's holding f***ing poison oak. YB rides off, and with a clever transition, Coraline ends up back in her house due to the rain. Coraline proceeds to bitch about her mom not wanting to go plant in the rain, and she finds a f***ing doll left for her by YB from his grandma's trunk. That's for some reason a creepy voodoo doll of Coraline.
Yeah, that wouldn't set off any red flags or anything.
You're a living, breathing red flag, Spritz.
Coraline eventually stumbles in on her father having a mental breakdown in front of a computer running MS-DOS. He tosses her a notepad and tells her to count all the possible safety hazards in the house, like the shower full of Tyranids.
Die, heretics!
Really makes you wonder if Coraline's family even bothered to investigate the house before renting it. 'Cause it kinda sucks ass.
Icky Blacksu.
After taking a shower with some tainted water, she shuts off the power, ruining her dad's hours of work and costing him his job as a sex journalist. She finds a small door hidden behind something and calls for her mom to come in and open it up. She makes a deal with Coraline for Coraline to leave her alone if she helps. Runs back to the kitchen, finds the key, and carves open the door from the wallpaper. Once she unlocks it, she finds out that there's nothing but a brick wall behind it. As Coraline's mom leaves, Coraline mentions that her mom didn't lock it. Ooh, foreshadowing. After her dad cooks an inedible dinner, she runs off to bed and wakes up after the door mysteriously opens itself downstairs. She finds her way through a tunnel, which is now magically behind the doorway, deep into a house that looks nearly identical to the one she lives in, but seems to be improved in every way. She finds her other family, which appears to be an eerie alternative reality version of her family, barring a copy of herself, oddly. These alternative versions have two interesting things about them. Button eyes like the doll Wybie found, but also completely different attitudes. The attitudes Coraline would prefer.
I wonder if my other family has a Butters who bids me bullets, a sister who doesn't talk, and a horse that doesn't hate Jews.
But they don't have scary buttons on their eyes.
I don't hate Jews.
Coraline feels unnerved and uncomfortable for a few moments at dinner, especially when Other Mother offers to play hide-and-seek out in the ring. There's a crack of lightning in the shape of a claw-like hand, as if even the entity itself is trying to display its own warnings. Coraline tries to go home, but is distracted by her brand new appearing bedroom. She goes to sleep with Other Mother and Other Father watching her, and wakes back up in her original house.
They watched her sleep. No, too scary.
We haven't even gotten to the f***ed up parts yet.
What f***ed up parts?
Ow! That's for making fun of this being my comfort movie.
Oh my god, it's youtube.com/NeziMonster. How dare you throw things at me?
You're talking about my favorite movie and you didn't invite me?
No, I forgot you liked it.
Guess I'm gonna go have to make my own video then. I'm watching you. And your affordable merch at teespring.com/store/FuchsiaButter.
Huh. Well, Coraline thought it was just a dream, which is actually credible by things such as finding the door, wanting a better family in life, and the doll having said button knives. She tells her family all about the dream, though they seem rather disinterested. She walks outside to bring the mail to Mr. Bobinski upstairs in the attic apartment, and after some antics, she leaves. But he jumps back down, almost getting castrated, to tell her that the mice have a message, and the message is not to go through the door. After that, she goes to visit her downstairs neighbors, and while interacting with them, they read her fortune, also telling her that she's in danger. The tea leaves in the shape of a claw hand, like in the lightning earlier. It seems as though the universe itself, or an unforeseen entity, is actively trying to warn Coraline, telling her to run and hide before it's too late.
Why isn't she listening? She shouldn't go into the scary place.
Maybe I'll unlock the miniature door tonight.
We don't have one, right? Right.
No.
What's that?
Oh, that's just the interns. Shut up!
She sees Wybie again, who tells her the house is dangerous before he's called back away from the house by his grandmother. She goes back into her house and eventually ends up going back to bed that night, leaving some cheese to attract the mice. Once the mice show up though, she ends up running back into the other world despite the clear warnings, and the doll in the background maneuvering to watch Coraline wherever she goes. Then, after being told to go to the garden, she finds Other Father actually gardening unlike her parents. They take a tour of the garden and head back inside. After dinner, Coraline is shown Other Wybie, who can't speak for some reason, because Other Mother fixed him.
Fixed him? What does that mean?
Perhaps his lips were sewn shut, his larynx carved out, or his vocal cords clipped with a rusty pair of scissors which were plunged in him. Or perhaps...
I need something to drink if we're gonna finish this. This is freaking me out.
After they leave, Coraline asks,
It didn't hurt, did it? When she...
but they leave after getting distracted and head up to Mr. B's place to catch the circus with his mice. After seeing it, Coraline heads to bed once again, but this time with Wybie also watching her. She wakes up and heads out to the shop with her family. After being denied clothes she likes, Coraline says her other mother would buy them, and Coraline's mom says maybe she should get all your clothes. Speaking of clothes, maybe I should put on my Halloween outfit.
No. It's September, not Halloween.
Fuck you, I do what I want.
No, don't you dare.
Too late. Coraline argues with her mom in the car on the way home, asking why her mom locked the door. Even her mom finds it unsettling, as if again, an unforeseen entity pushed her to lock the door. After her mother leaves, she gets the key from off the wall and goes to unlock the door herself. She crawls in, surprisingly seeing the tunnel there, now that her parents are gone.
Oh no, that's not good.
You know, Phoebe, maybe you shouldn't stay home alone, or else the tunnel may activate.
She finds her way in and heads outside after finding new clothes from her other mother, where she meets the cat. The cat doesn't have any buttons, and he speaks. But it's the voice actor of Spawn?
If you're the same cat, how can you talk?
Today's the day, skullfucker.
Cats don't talk at home.
No shit, Sherlock. You know I'm not the only hellspawn.
After her viewing a show of the actresses that's pretty much unshowable on YouTube due to the almost nudity,
Ow, my... so wrinkly, so...
Of all the paracausal beasts I've stared in the face, nothing is as rancid as that.
she comes out and is led back into the house by Other Mother. Other Mother looks at Wybie angrily and forces a smile on her face at him as if to tell him to keep smiling or else. They take her into the table and say if she wants to stay, she needs buttons. This scares the shit out of Coraline, who rushes up to bed, hoping to wake up back in bed at home. But she doesn't. She runs down to leave through the door, but the room is locked. So she tells Other Father to let her leave. But he says Other Mother doesn't like it when we speak without her here, and the piano forces him to shut up, as if the dimension itself reacted to what he said, as if the dimension is afraid of the entity controlling it. She runs outside, looking for Other Wybie, but can't find him. Though she finds the cat again, and tries to walk out of the dimension, but the dimension disintegrates as she goes, until she appears back at the house. The cat runs off and kills Mouse, who is revealed to be a rat, which was sounding some sort of alarm. She runs inside and demands to go home after forcing her way into the room with the door and speaking with Other Mother, though after upsetting Other Mother, she's locked in a room where she finds the ghosts of the children who accepted the buttons and were devoured by the entity.
They got their eyes soon out and they were eaten. Oh no.
A cosmic being which can transcend the fabric of reality, which relies on souls and the flesh of the living in order to maintain its own existence. Pathetic. It doesn't even amount to what I'm capable of.
So are we just gonna gloss over that, or...?
Other Wybie saves her, but Coraline can see that his mouth was stitched into a smile. A horrific smile he's actively fighting. She pulls the string out and leads her away to the door, with Other Mother hot on the trail, and Coraline barely escapes through the cobweb-covered tunnel. She can't find anyone in her house, and even finds food rotting on her table. Wybie knocks at the door, she answers and lets him in, telling him about the doll's true intentions. Wybie tries looking for the doll with her, but she scares him off. She goes to the car thinking her parents are in it, but no one's there. She realizes her parents are gone.
Other Mother still Coraline's parents.
Yes, oh my god, shut up and watch it.
But it's so scary. What if a big scary monster came and took you?
I'd rip its organs out with my hands.
This is why I don't buy you ammunition.
How come you buy spritzy alcohol then?
Because Spritzy's alcoholism doesn't affect anybody but her.
Yeah, it's not like...
She goes to the actresses to ask for help finding her family. They cast some sort of ritual with the taffy and give her a charm which she can look through to help find lost things. Or bad things. She makes pretend parents out of pillows due to how lonely she feels while missing them. She lays down with them and falls asleep until Spawn arrives.
Mighty stupid's what you are, Shao Kahn.
She asks if he knows where her parents are. He nods and shows her to a mirror, where it seems like they're freezing. Finds another doll, but this one is double-sided, and a doll of her parents. She quickly burns it and realizes that to save her parents, she has to go back into the pocket dimension. She crawls through the tunnel upon gearing up. The cat tells her it's a trap, but he then says to challenge the Other Mother because she can't resist games. When she arrives, Other Father shows up, but looks even more terrifying than before. He says something after Other Mother swallows the key, and Coraline asks why she doesn't have her own.
Why don't you have your own key?
Only one key.
Again, a failure of a being. It's stopped by a key, unless the key was forged with specific properties to lock away the Eldritch. But even then, she plays by her own rules of remaining locked in her own dimension. Unsure if the prey will ever even stumble across her.
You're a Cthulhu, ain't you?
Sort of.
What?
Coraline makes a deal with the Other Mother to find her parents and the lost eyes of the children, agreeing for it to be a game. If she wins, she gets to leave. If she loses, she has to stay with the Other Mother.
Fine, don't tell me. It's a deal.
While seeking for the eyes in the garden, the realm itself becomes hostile attacking her. Other father attacks, stating he's sorry, and that mother is making him do it. And after getting stuck in the ground, he pulls the eye off the bug he was riding and throws it to Coraline. After catching the eye, the area turns to a gray dust. And the same thing happens after stealing another eye from the candy monster, which remained hidden within the actress's area. After attempting to acquire the third eye from Mr. B's, she gets thrown through the door and falls off the building, knocking herself out and wasting precious time. A rat ran off with the eye, and she fears she's lost the game, but the button in the sky stops moving after the cat arrives, handing her the last eye. The dimensions crumbles around them, except for the house. But as she walks through it, the wallpaper slowly begins peeling as she moves. She's in the end game of the challenge. She has to find her parents, but something's wrong. More webs are spreading. Now, Other Mother begins to show more of her true form. A gangly monstrosity with needle fingers and a slender, monstrous figure. She even has multiple long needle legs resembling a spider. And ending with a form still reliant on her own rules. It's like the uselessness of a genie being unable to grant its own wishes. Genies can't grant their own wishes because it's against the rules. What rules? Who made them? The person who trapped them in there? There's always a way out of any corner. Coraline tricks her by saying her parents are behind the mini door, but she spots them in a snow globe. After Other Mother unlocks the door, she snatches the globe and throws the cat at her. The cat tears out Other Mother's eyes so she can't see, and Mother destroys the dimension, withering it into a web-like structure, and Coraline falls down into it. The Other Mother jumps down as well, but freaks out when she can't find Coraline, since she can no longer see. When Coraline plucks on one of the web's wires, Mother crawls up after her in a terrifying way, and Coraline makes her way into the door. She finds her parents safe and sound, but they don't remember a thing. She's tucked into bed, and her mother gives her a gift. The gloves she wanted. After freeing the souls by sleeping with them beneath her pillow, she realizes Other Mother is still after her. She needs to hide the key. She runs outside, but to her dismay, the severed hand was crawling after her. She's attacked, being dragged towards the house. But Wybie shows up and saves her. They end up crushing the hand with a rock, wrapping it in a towel, and throwing it down the well. And everything seems to be over. But even that may not be certain, as clouds pull away from the moon, in the shape of needle, spider-like hands. The movie ends with a party, and the cat walks off the sign of the apartments, vanishing into nothing.
Woo, that was way too scary. I don't ever want to watch that movie ever again.
That's the same reaction I had to it as a kid.
Irrational fear.
Yeah, but as a kid I didn't possess the mental capacity or know how to properly process the movie I was watching. People call Coraline a kid's movie, but it's anything but. A child would have no way of understanding a movie with such complex scenes.
Complex. Some of the foreshadowing was a bit on the nose.
It was, but it makes more sense in the context of the universe itself trying to warn Coraline about the danger, not us the viewer.
I need a f***ing glass of water and a f***ing pogo stick.
Why?
Where's the f***ing pogo stick? Oh, I found the pogo. Aww.
For f***'s sake.